and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a collab video. If you're new to my channel, every month myself, Denise over at Dish with D, Kim over to Girl and Her Phone, Christy from Planning Us Healthy, and Carrie from Carrie's Priceless WW Journey get together and do a progressive day of eating collab. We started this back in October with me, Denise, and Christy. One took breakfast, one took lunch, and one took dinner. Then in November, we added Kim in and added the dessert category. Then this month, we are adding in Carrie and we are adding in a snack category. So now you're going to get breakfast, lunch, a snack, dinner, and dessert. We are really looking forward to it. It should be a lot of fun. One thing that all of us have in common is we are all admins and or moderators on the Facebook group that Denise and I started last year, My WW Meal Planning Recipes and Support, Blue, Purple, and Green. So if you are not a member of our Facebook group, there's a link below in the description box. Click on that and please feel free to join us. We have a fantastic group. We have a lot of great admins and moderators who keep the group drama free. It's a great place to be. Also down in my description box, you will find the link to Denise, Kim, Christy, and Carrie's videos. So when you're done watching lunch with me, head on over and catch your rest of the day of eating with everyone else. I know you'll find some great recipes because they are all great cooks and very inventive in the kitchen. So without further ado, let's get started on our barbecue chicken wraps that we are going to have for lunch. So what we need for our recipe is your wrap of choice. I'm going to use the Olay Extreme Wellness High Fiber. These are 1 point each, and they are very good. They're nice and soft. They're not like cardboard. I really like these. You need some dry barbecue rub. You need some barbecue sauce. I use the G Hughes sugar-free. You need 4 pieces of chicken. This is the really thin sliced, really thin sliced cutlets. You can use regular chicken breasts and cut them down yourself, but you don't want something too thick. You'll need some coleslaw mix. I prefer the tricolor with the purple, but this is what Aldi had, so this is what I bought. You'll need some sour cream. This is the light sour cream. Some light mayonnaise. Some apple cider vinegar. Some sugar. And some sort of greens. You can use spinach, you can use mixed greens, you can use romaine, whatever you like. But this is what we will need for our barbecue chicken wraps. Let's get them started. Okay, so the first step is putting our dry barbecue rub. Okay, so the first step is putting our dry rub on our chicken. And real quick before I get into that, here's a little kitchen hack for you. I have a lot of the cutting boards that don't have any sort of rubber on the bottom because they're reversible. Piece of shelf liner, put it on top, and it's not moving anywhere. So great little kitchen hack for you. Okay, I'm going to just take some of my dry rub and sprinkle it on each piece and rub it in. You use however much you want to use, depending on how spicy your rub is. I need to remember to put the dry rub recipe up on my website. Very simple. It's about 5 different spices. Makes a nice barbecue rub for all different kinds of meat. I really like it on poultry. Okay. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to get these cooking and I will show you how we do that. Okay, I have my grill pan heated up and I rubbed it with a little bit of olive oil because these are so thin, not even enough to count. And I'm just going to put them in there And I'm going to have to do 2 at a time. But I am just going to put them on there. They're going to cook very quickly, so I'm going to keep an eye on them. And when I do the first side, right before I turn them, actually I can do it now. I'm going to rub a little bit of the barbecue sauce on. So we'll have the dry rub and barbecue sauce for extra flavor. Going to give them a couple minutes on this side. Flip them over and finish cooking them. Okay, I just flipped them over and added some sauce to this side. I'm going to let them cook for a minute or 2. Flip it over again just to let that sauce cook, and they will be done. Like I said, these, as you can see, are really thin, so they cook nice and quick, and I think they'll be perfect sliced up in our wraps. Okay, here's our chicken cooked. We're going to set that aside, and we are going to make the slaw. So I have about half of the bag. It's a 14-ounce bag. There's about 7 ounces in this bowl. And to make the dressing, we are going to add in a 1/4 cup of light mayonnaise. I get questions all the time about this measuring cup. This one actually came from Pampered Chef, but there's a whole bunch of different brands that make them. And I do have one linked in my Amazon store that's about 1/4 of the price of the Pampered Chef one and just as nice. That's in the description box below if you want to check it out. And then we are going to add 1 tablespoon of sour cream. This is the light sour cream. And then in the beginning, I forgot the Dijon mustard. We need 2 teaspoons of Dijon mustard. Give or take 2 teaspoons. I'm not a big measurer, as you can see. Then we need 2 teaspoons of apple cider vinegar. And then to cut some of the sharpness, we are going to need a 1/2 teaspoon of sugar. You can absolutely use a replacement sugar, but I just decided to use real sugar because it's only a 1/2 teaspoon. And then we're going to give this a really good mix. And get it on our slaw. It does not look like a lot, but trust me, it incorporates, and as it sits, it will break down the cabbage and make it a little bit softer. There's a really huge hunk in there. We're going to get that out of there because nobody wants to bite into that big hunk. Okay, we're just going to set this aside. Oh, no, I forgot something. Salt and pepper. Now we're going to set this aside. I'm going to give it about 5 minutes or so to soften up and let the flavors blend while we cut up our chicken. Now, if you are making this recipe for a meal prep, like to take to work during the week, I wouldn't put everything together. I would just take the components with me and put it together before you eat it, because I would be afraid that things would get a little bit mushy. So now we are going to prepare our chicken. I am just going to slice our chicken into thin strips. If you want at this point to put a little bit more barbecue sauce on here, go for it. I should have done that before I cut it. We're just going to assemble one of the sandwiches. We're going to get our wrap. A handful of our greens. Just a little bit. I like the nice mixture, but like I said, anything you want to use. Romaine, spinach, whatever. I am going to measure out the slaw. Since there are points in this, just so we can accurately point the recipe. We're going to start with a 1/4 cup and see how that looks. I think we need a little bit more, so we'll say about 1/3 cup total of slaw. And then we're going to take our chicken. Put right on there. And this is where it gets messy. We are going to attempt to wrap it up. I could never work at Moe's or Chipotle because I'm a bad wrapper. And there we have it. I will be back to show you it plated up. So here is our sandwich, our barbecue chicken wrap. You can see the chicken, the greens, and the slaw in there. That is what it looks like plated. I think it will be great with a little side of chips or a side of veggies and dips, something like that. But I said things always look nice, but the true test is how they taste. So let's turn you around and you are going to get a double taste test from both Doug and myself. Okay, doing something I never do on camera, and that is tasting my food. I never taste my food on camera. It's just something I don't do. But today I am. And I have a taste tester with me. So here we go. This is it. It looks delicious. It smells delicious. So we are going to give it a taste and give it our honest opinion.
Thumbs up.
Oh, I like that.
It's really good.
The slaw is tangy. Not tangy hot, not spicy, just like...
It's a good flavor.
It's a good flavor, yeah, but like with the apple cider vinegar and the Dijon mustard, it's definitely got that little tang to it. Mm-hmm. So I'm glad that I put that 1/2 teaspoon of sugar, and I think it cuts that tang a little bit, but this is really good. But like I said, I don't think I would put them together if you're going to eat it later. I mean, you saw how quickly it came together. Boom, boom, boom. Just take everything in little pieces if you're going to take it to work or whatever. I don't have my microphone plugged in.
Oops.
I don't know if you can hear this. I certainly hope you can hear this because I don't have my mic plugged in. Anyway, it was delicious. And here's the best part. The whole wrap. 2 points on green, on blue and purple, and 3 points on green. The slaw comes out to 1 point. Now, I will say, using 1/3 cup, I think is perfect. It made 2 cups of slaw. So I did have too much, but at 1/3 of a cup for 1 point. You could even have a little bit on the side if you want it. So you could cut that down a little bit. When I put the recipe up on the website, I will try to cut it down so it only makes exactly enough. Then you won't have to worry about having any extra. So the slaw was 1 point. The Olay wrap is 1 point. And on blue and purple, the chicken is 0. I use 0 points worth of the G. Hughes barbecue sauce, and the greens are 0. On the green plan, you just have to count 1 point for the chicken. What I did was I weighed out my very thin chicken slices, and they were just under 2 ounces. And I believe 2 ounces of chicken is 1 point on the green plan. I'm not exactly sure, but I think that's what it is. So great low point lunch and absolutely delicious. So I hope you like this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget, click that description box below and go see what, let's see. Let me see if I can remember who's making what. I know Denise is making dessert. I don't remember who's making what. I just did the whole schedule for the rest of the year and cannot remember. Christy's making a snack. Denise is making dessert. Carrie's making dinner. And Denise is making...
Here it says Denise.
Denise is making dessert. Kim is making breakfast. I made lunch. Carrie's making a dinner, and Christy's making a snack. There you go. Anyway, they're all listed in the description box below, so go click on all them. Get your whole day of eating for low points and great food. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. Check out everybody else, and we will see you again next month for our progressive day of low point eating. Every month, second Saturday of every month, 9 a.m. Hope to see you there. Have a great one.